Hello everyone, welcome back to another guitar lesson. I'm Clint, where I teach you guys how to play guitar easily and in detail. So for this one, we're going to be learning something a little bit different. So if you feel like you've been playing the chords that you know how to play for quite some time now, and you feel like you gotta spice things up a little bit when it comes to your guitar playing, may I introduce 7 chords. You know what I'm saying? 7 chords. So a bit of disclaimers first before we get into the rest of the video. We're going to be looking at purely bar chords because we're going to be relying on movable chord shapes when it comes to doing these 7 chords. So if you can't do any bar chords yet, might want to check out this video first. Could maybe help you out when it comes to doing some bar chords. That'd be really cool. And once you've learned how to make bar chords, come back to this video. I got you. Just some quick tips, some quick how-tos when it comes to doing 7 chords. And we're going to be looking at 4 types, mainly the major 7ths, minor 7ths, dominant 7ths, and the diminished 7 chords. So before we begin, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you guys will be able to stay updated for future videos. And if you guys would like me to teach anything else, just comment down below as well. And I'll try to do it for you. And I'll also be able to show your support by sending a super thanks my way down below as well. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, that's it. Let's go straight right into it. For the chords that we're going to be playing in this video, we're going to be looking at chords that are basically in 2 types. So chords that are having the lower E string as its root note, or pretty much the chords that uses this thick a string right here on your guitar, lower E string, as well as chords that has the A string as its root note or its bass note, depending on how you want to call it, which is going to be the 2nd string right here on your guitar, pretty much. Yep. So when it comes to major chords in bar chords, you guessed it, it's going to be this one right here, and that's going to be your G major chord. Now if you want to make this into a G major 7 chord, it's going to be like this. Bit jazzy, pretty cool. Adds a little bit of spice into it when it comes to making this chord. So when it comes to the G major 7 chord, so note that this is going to be like a broken chord, where we're not going to be really pressing all of the strings in the guitar, but just the necessary notes to complete that chord pretty much. Pretty cool. It's kind of like a shortcut when it comes to making 7, or rather major 7 chords when it comes to making them, which is pretty convenient. And the chord shape is going to be this one right here. So as long as you know what these notes are when it comes to the lower E string, labeling these chords is going to be easy as well. It's going to be F major 7, F sharp major 7, G major 7, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to looking at major chords that use the A string as its root note, it's going to be like this, or like this, depending on your preference. But personally, I like to do this, so what can you do? So when it comes to this one, just call this a C major chord. We're going to be doing this chord shape. It's going to be a C major 7 chord. Then the chord shape is going to be that one right there. Yep, same thing. It's a movable chord shape. So everything that you get the gist. So just move it along and you get different chords. Yep, so that's going to be a C major 7, C sharp major 7, D major 7, and so on and so forth for the rest of those chords. Pretty movable, pretty convenient if I say so myself. So for the next set of chords, which are going to be the minor 7 chords, once again, if you look at the chords that have the lower E string as its root note, it's going to be like this, and that is going to be the G minors. And that is going to be the G minor chord. When it comes to making the G minor 7 chord, the movable chord shape is going to be this one right here. Yep, that chord shape. Once again, just move it along. And you get all types of chords. Once again, G minor 7, G sharp minor 7, A minor 7, and so on and so forth for the rest of these strings. And when it comes to the minor chords that use the A string as its root note, it's going to be like this. Yep. All that you gotta do is release your pinky finger. And it creates a totally different vibe when it comes to this one. Yep, same thing. All you gotta do is just move it along, and you get different chords. That's going to be C minor 7, C sharp minor 7, then that's going to be your D minor 7, and you get the gist for the rest of these strings. Pretty cool. Now next up are going to be your dominant 7 chords. So when it comes to using these chords, it's pretty much kind of its own category, separate from the major 7th and the minor 7 chords. So once again, if your G major chord is going to be like this, your G dominant 7 chord is going to be like this. Movable chord shapes right there. Pretty cool. It's going to be like that. Now you can either do it like this or like this, depending on your preference. But personally, I like to do this. I feel like I'm more comfortable using my thumb this way anyway. Yep. So all that you're pressing is going to be the lower E string. It's going to be your D, G, and the B string. And you're going to have muted strings on the A string and the high E string. Yep, and same thing here as well. Just going to be doing that. Just moving it along on different chords, on different frets. Yep, so that's going to be your G dominant 7, G sharp 7, it's going to be your A7. That's pretty much it basically for the rest of those strings. When it comes to chords that uses the A string, so if you go right here for example with the C major chord, your C dominant 7 is going to be like this. So for this one, I'm going to be doing a bar chord with your index finger. Then you're going to be pressing these two notes right here, as illustrated on that chord shape. It's going to be like that. Once again, chord shapes, that one right there. I'm just going to be moving it along the frets as well. It's going to be C7, C sharp 7, D7, and just move it along wherever you want. It's a movable chord shape, pretty cool to use. So lastly, the diminished 7 chords. So these ones are a bit advanced in my opinion, because there's not really like a bar chord for it. So I'm just going to be going straight into like the chord shapes for the diminished 7 chords that uses either the lower E string or the A string as its root note. So let's go have a look. And yeah, so when it comes to the chords that uses the lower E string for the diminished 7 chords, what I like to do is remember the dominant 7 chord, just going to be like this. All that you gotta do when it comes to doing the diminished 7 chord that uses the lower E string as its root note is to just move the finger that you're using for the lower E string and just move it up a fret. It's pretty much going to be like this. Yep, from here to here. Yep, that's going to be a chord shape. The only difference, once again, from a dominant 7 to a diminished 7 is the note that you're pressing when it comes to the lower E string. Once again, also movable, just do it like so, and you're good to go. But this time, this is not going to be a G diminished 7 chord. This is going to be a G sharp diminished 7 chord, A diminished 7 chord, A sharp diminished 7 chord, and so on and so forth. And when it comes to chords that uses the A string, it's going to be like this. Yeah, it's a bit complicated, I know, but chord shape is going to be that one right there. And it's also movable. Yep, so this one's going to be your C diminished 7 chord, C sharp diminished 7 chord, D diminished 7 chord, D sharp diminished 7 chord, and you're good to go. It's pretty movable as well along the frets in the fretboard, and yeah, pretty cool. So for the next part of this video, I'm going to be discussing how and when and which 7 chord to use when it comes to replacing them to the chords that you're using now, so that you get a different spice or like a different flavor when it comes to the song that you're interpreting with your guitar and the way you play it. So pretty much it's going to be major chords to a major 7th chord, a minor chord to a minor 7th chord. And when it comes to dominant 7ths, it's a bit of kind of like a like a feel or an intuition to it. Because sometimes if you go from here to here, for example, so there are some instances where a major 7 chord will fit that chord progression better compared to a dominant 7 chord, for example. But sometimes they both work as well. So it's really a matter of preference, really. So a major chord could either be a major 7th or a dominant 7 chord. So familiarity will help you a long way as well when it comes to determining which 7th chord to use in that instance. And it's going to be dominant chords to dominant 7, diminished chord to a diminished 7 chord. So allow me to give you an example when it comes to doing these chord progressions and replacing them pretty much. So for example, with the song Youth by Troye Sivan, it's going to be like this. My youth is yours. Waterfalls, my youth is yours. Run away now and forevermore. My youth is yours. It's all out, you can't ignore my youth. My youth, my youth, my youth is yours. You get the gist. So the whole chord progression for that song in its entirety is going to be G, D, then E minor, then a C, or a G major, D major, E minor, and a C. And if you want to replace them with 7 chords, we're going to be looking at them one by one. You could try a G major 7 chord for the G major. It's going to be like this. Yep, that sounds right. That's and my youth doesn't really fit it, so by process of elimination, we're going to be using the G major 7 chord. My youth, yeah, it's a bit more mellow, a bit more jazzy, a bit more melancholic, if I describe it myself, when it comes to 7 chords. So from kind of like a cheery sounding chord, or like this for example, and then doing this, it's definitely like a different vibe already when it comes to playing this song. So it really adds spice, or like adds flavor to the way that you're playing the song. So it's going to be my youth is yours. And then we're going to be playing the D major chord. But this time, once again, because if it's a major chord, we're going to be testing whether a dominant 7 or a major 7 chord works in this case. So if we try this D major 7 chord, for example, sipping on sky, sipping waterfalls. Not bad, but we could try this as well. Sipping on sky, sipping waterfalls. So it's going to be my youth is yours. Sipping on sky, sipping waterfalls. D7 fits better, in my opinion. My youth is yours. Sipping on sky, sipping waterfalls. Once again, my youth is yours. Sitting on sky, sipping waterfalls. Kind of, a bit, you know what I'm saying? This is my preference though. If you feel like that works, do your thing. But in my opinion, this works better. Sitting on sky, sipping waterfalls, my youth. So E minor chord, that's easy. You're just going to be doing an E minor 7 chord. Yep. My youth is yours. Then a C major chord, once again testing out whether it's a major 7 chord or a dominant 7 chord to replace it with. Run away now and forevermore. Or run away now and forevermore. I feel like in this case a major 7's better, so I'm gonna go with that. Yep, it's going to be my youth is yours. Sitting on sky, sipping waterfalls. My youth is yours. Run away now and forevermore. My youth is yours. Truth's all out, you can't ignore my youth. My youth, my youth is yours. That's better, in my opinion. And that's going to be Troye Sivan's Youth with 7 chords pretty much. And yeah, it's kind of like a way of jazzifying a song, or like adding a bit more flavor or a different atmosphere when it comes to the sort that you're performing with your guitar. It's a pretty good way when it comes to like spicing things up a little bit, you know? It's a really cool trick. when it comes to playing the guitar. An assignment when it comes to this video, if you're planning to like follow through with this, play your favorite song that doesn't use a 7th chord and try to like replace it with 7th chords as much as possible. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed it so that I'll know. And please once again do not forget to subscribe, ring the notification bell down below so that you guys will be able to stay updated with future videos. So if you guys would like me to teach anything else, just comment it down below as well. And I'll try to do it for you. And also be able to show your support by sending a super thanks my way down below as well. Really appreciate that. And yeah, so if you guys would like to watch my other guitar lessons or any other video on this channel for that matter, just click these ones right here. It's all good, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.